So we have the NCAA team broadcast schedule updates. There are more sports in this last year, so there's a lot. It was posted probably yesterday on 10/23, 25 here, but I did for 10/24 too. Let's go talk about. So we have individual tennis. That's right. In the NCAA, you think of it more as like a team event. You think of it as a team event. Teams. You get men's teams and women's teams. You think of it more as. You don't really think of it as like an individual sport in college. I mean, it is an individual sport, but the doubles, they have 3 double pairs. You have one set to 6 games. One set like normal, and then in college, they don't have deuces in college, so it's 40-40. It's the deciding point, which speeds up a good bit. They also have, and then it's best 2 out of 3 in the games. That takes the opening point. Then you have the 2 out of 3. Then in college tennis, you also have, and then you have the 6 matches, and then they have the 6 matches, and then are best 2 out of 3 full sets like regular tennis. And in individual tennis, I'm not sure they do single doubles. Is it best 2 out of 3 sets, or is it just one set to 6 games or something? I'm not really sure. You know how they would do that in college tennis, on the individual side. And on the individual side is only Division 1 in tennis. They used to have it, the individual tennis, on Tennis Channel. I remember that, like, Tennis Channel used to have like the tennis championships, like in the Division 1 tennis championships in the spring, and then in Division 1 in the fall it had the individual tennis championships. I remember that. But last year was, I believe, the first year that ESPN showed the tennis championships on their air for Division 1, and then ESPN, and then ESPN. So, and then ESPN. This is ESPN Plus's or ESPN's first year of showing the individual championships. This year is. So, yeah. 24, and this is a press release of the 60 of the bracket. They're going to show you a bracket press release of every individual, of every player that made it. The 64 singles pairs, and then they're going to show the 32 doubles pairs making the tournament for Division 1 men's and women's individual tennis. That's who do. It's the 2 divisions that, or one division that does individual tennis is Division 1. Division 2 and Division 3 does not do individual tennis. Then your team tennis in the spring. It's at 4 Eastern on NCAA.com. And a lot of these like individual tennis players, they're like a lot of the professional tennis players might be in Division 1. They play like professional tennis. It's kind of like being the professional tennis tours. Like the WTA for the women, ATP for the men. And it's kind of like that, And so they're competing in like, it's kind of like a juniors event, like 64 singles players in a juniors event. And then a juniors major. So the doubles juniors major is 32. So 32 doubles players. And that is on the 10th at 4 Eastern. There are press release of the brackets. See who makes it there. See the coaches can see who that makes it, and players can see if they make it. Because I'm sure the coaches for the teams in the sprint, they're the coaches in the fall. And then we have the division. We have an update here at 1 p.m. on Monday the 17th. We have a selection show, pre-recorded selection show for the NCAA Division 3 Women's Volleyball selection announcement. Who's going to make it to the Division 3 Women's Volleyball tournament for the championship for Division 3 Women's Volleyball? You'll find out at 1 p.m. Eastern on Monday, the 17th of November, at lunch 11 Eastern, 10 Pacific, and then it'll be 11 Mountain, 12 Central. And if there's any Division 3 teams in Alaska, it'll be, it'll be 9 Alaska and 8 Hawaii. And then we have the division, and then and then we have the Division 1 individual tennis, the times when the rounds start play for the day, and what the networks are doing. So it's going to be on ESPN Plus live for the men's and women's Division 1 women's tennis singles. First round is going to start play on Tuesday, November 18th at 9 a.m. Eastern. Then it's going to be the second round of singles, and the first round of doubles is going to start at 9 a.m. Eastern for day 2 of play on the 19th of November. Then on the 20th of November, which is Thursday, we're going to have the round of 16 in each round of 16, which is the third round for men's and women's. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. And then we'll have the quarterfinals for both singles and doubles on the 21st. And that'll start at 10 a.m. Eastern time on ESPN Plus. And then that's live also, by the way. And then, so no back. And then we have the semifinals on ESPN Plus at 10 a.m. Eastern on the 22nd, Saturday. And then you have the finals for the singles and doubles on Sunday, the 23rd of November at 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. And then we have on Sunday the 23rd, there's also the Division 1 Football Championship Subdivision Selection Show, 24 teams. It's the Division 1 FCS Selection Show. They have a Division 1 Football Bowl Subdivision. It's kind of its own little separate entity. Not really ran. I mean, it has some NCAA control, but not really. Not as in not like complete NCAA control. Like FCS is, and they can run the bracket the way it is, and teams can make bids the way the NCAA does it for all the other sports. You know, they gotta make bids for a conference championship winner, and then they have conference championship games And the FBS level like FCS. Pretty much. So, yeah. And then we have uh, uh, and then we have it's a noon Eastern. It's a live selection show on ESPNU for the 24 teams going to see who makes it to the FCS Division 1 FCS playoffs, football championship subdivision playoffs. Which makes it the first round on Saturday, the 29th of November. And then we have on the 23rd at noon Eastern on NCAA.com. It is the Division 3 Field Hockey Championship live, and then 1 Eastern live on ESPNU. It is the Division 1 Field Hockey National Championship game. And then same day at 1 Eastern on the 23rd Sunday is a Division 2 Field Hockey National Championship on NCAA.com. And that's live. And then on the 23rd, to be determined, is the Division 3 Women's Soccer Sectional Finals in the Division 3 Men's Soccer Sectional Finals. And the sectional final is the quarterfinals, like the quarter of the bracket, like the upper left, bottom left, upper right, bottom right of the bracket for the 4 sections. Before the semifinals, we get the 2 teams from the left side, 2 teams on the right side. Out of each quarter of the bracket. We quarter of the bracket. That's the sectional final. The quarterfinals, the final 8 left. And that is going to be on NCAA.com. And that's going to be on the NCAA Championships Pass app and NCAA.com Champs Pass. So maybe you have to have maybe it's a paid thing on there. I'm not sure. Dash Pass. I wonder. No, Championships Pass is bucks. Oh yeah, it's just live replays of all sport events. You can see all championship events in all the sports that don't have matches televised on ESPN Plus, which ESPN Plus which ESPN Plus does all the Division 1 events, and then they're starting into non-Division 1 events, like the they do NC National Championship for like men's the Division One, which is Division One in the women's hockey, and then they do and then there's no Division Two. And so if you're not affiliated with Division Two, you either go down to Division Three or you go up to Division One. But yeah, so I know they show every championship. No, it's not like Division One of that. But they show every and then come, and then they show the and then they show ESPN Plus not show the rowing championships yet, even though they have a Division One equivalent of that. ESPN Plus does not show that yet. I wonder if sometimes you might throw that in as a good faith thing. Like here, we'll give you a better rate on this championships, like overall championships, but you have to show like the Division One individual tennis. You have to show a Division One rowing. You have to show a Division One rowing championships, like even on ESPN Plus, even if it's just an ESPN Plus. So maybe because I know some of that's just like some of the sports like basketball, they're trying to make it have it separately entity instead of having it all combined into one. I think it's more valued at that. And then they would have, and then ESPN would pay more for the Division Women's Basketball Championship a little bit more than they valued it in the deal. And they valued it kind of like separately, or like in the entity, I guess. If ESPN valued it, just say $50 million in for so many years in the deal. If say how long the deal is, but then just say they value it, and let's just say it ended up being, obviously sports want to make money on it, so you're not going to offer them with the ad revenue, stuff like that, and you got production costs on it. So, but and then I know ESPN, so then they might try to value it like more than that, if it's separately, ESPN will may have to pay more for the rights because other networks then might be willing to bid on it because it's separate compared to all the sports, like ESPN might want all the sports, but or if you've seen them like Fox Sports, they could bid on, say, for example, if they want them, and then the NCAA maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's something like that, where it's like, yeah, they could bid on it, or NBC could bid on it. Something like that. It's kind of one of those things. It's like other networks would be willing to bid on it more because of that fact that it's actually separate, and we don't have to bet all the other sports. Get all the other sports with it. The ESPN will take it. They maybe get like a cheaper deal on it, especially when softball, baseball is in there, or like other sports that they air somewhat of, like lacrosse are in there, or the women's and soccer championships, like stuff like that. That might be even if the basketball separate, or be a basketball combined into it. Like some of those sports, even without the basketball being in it, you still have those sports. But then it's like a good faith thing, where you might get, hey, well, you'll air them, okay? It's gonna be a cheaper price, but but you have to air some of these ones that might be loss leaders. Probably couldn't be loss leaders for you, like the Division One individual tennis or tennis championships, and then you also have to show it if you show it live on ESPN Plus. you have to show it tape delayed on ESPN on an ESPN network minimum, and that in minimum of ESPN you can't just put it on like say like SC network or AC network just because like say someone from the final participant in the individual tennis championships, say they were from an SEC school, one of them ones, so they could air it on SC network. So they games about air on SC network. No, they can't do that. They have to air it on ESPN U minimum if it's not aired live. If it's not on the sports aired live, the championship final live.